So what's the difference between this game to Omsi? Oh, we can be here for hours going over the differences. The major differences is obviously between driving a bus and driving a motor coach. Driving a motor coach, in my opinion, seems a little easier than driving a bus necessarily. Just because with the motor coach, even though on both platforms you have a schedule that you have to follow, with buses you have to deal with traffic more so than you would with motor coaches, right? Like when I was playing in Bus Simulator, whenever I play in Bus Simulator 18, I am 1 minute, 2 minutes behind, and everyone's complaining about that. Whereas with this game, and since I'm in the Autobahn and in Germany, you basically can go at any speed you want. If I'm a little behind, I can make up for that time later on. So even though it's the same in the sense that you have to drive a set route through on a set period of time, at the same time I feel like you have more leeway with a motor coach than you would with a bus. Um, I'm not saying that OMSI is more. Well, no, it wouldn't be more. I was gonna say it was more realistic because you have more features that you have to worry about, but that's not necessarily true. You have a bunch of things that you can control in this game particularly. Not necessarily in Euro Truck Simulator, but definitely in this game. Like for instance, I was able to turn on the passenger lights or the reading lights, turn on the Wi-Fi, the restroom clearance, lower and lift the bus, the luggage doors. Just you have a whole lot of control, which I really like. Which is not a difference; it's a similarity. But I think the biggest difference is the stress that it causes. With OMSI, I constantly feel like I have to beat the traffic. I have to constantly be thinking about traffic. Whereas with this one, it doesn't necessarily feel that way. But that's just the difference between city buses and motor coaches in general, I think. I'm sure that over time, things might change. And graphics, obviously. OMSI graphics are not necessarily the best. They're there, but they're not the best. I'll say that they're bad. It's just it could do with a lot of work, a lot of rendering work. Whereas with this one, even though it's not as good as say Euro Truck Simulator 2, it's not necessarily bad to look at, right? I mean, the Autobahn looks really nice. The cars look relatively decent. And I mean, they don't look as fake as they did in OMSI. So that's something. Um, no. Something that both OMSI and this game do, I think, really well is dashboards. I think that's something that they really focus on. Dashboards, and they do that real well. I feel like I have more liberties here than I do with OMSI. Because in OMSI you focus on one city or one borough at a time, whereas here you go throughout all of Germany. There's no limitation. You go from city to city, which I like, to be honest. I like that a lot. It just really depends. With OMSI you have no control over the routes unless you're using the editor. They really try to make it as realistic as possible, so a lot of the routes are already predetermined routes that you just have to follow in there. Whereas with this game, as you saw, I set my own route, set my own course. Ooh. Which I kinda like, not gonna lie, I like that. I mean, it's not as um it's not as putting you as in control like in Bus Simulator 18 where you literally make every single route and you drive every single route and so forth. But it's nice. OMSI 2 doesn't give you that kind of a liberty, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, they're both Aerosoft games, so they're both extremely well done simulation-wise. Just really think that they can go really far with this game. It could be the Euro truck for motor coaches. It really could if they put a little more work into it. I'm really glad that I was able to get this game for us as a gift, and that I am playing it now. I had kind of disappointed myself for not playing it earlier, but I did have a busy year last year, so. In my defense, that's my defense. Besides, the key bindings for this game are not as intuitive as they are in OMSI, which is one of the reasons why I didn't play this game for a while. In OMSI, I guess, well, OMSI just kind of set me on a course for what to expect when I drive and so forth. And this game, for some reason, even though I put it in English, it had the German keyboard bindings, which was extremely annoying to deal with. Because I don't have a German keyboard. I don't know German keyboards, layouts, and so forth. I thought it's gonna hit me, to be honest. So, that was one thing. But now that I have the wheel, it makes it easier to just drive and have fun. How am I supposed to get there? Thank you. That's a good question, actually. Thank you for that question.